Yo, what is up everyone? This is OJ over here from Players to bring you the latest news, rumors, and discussion on the Nintendo NX. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So my last video that I did about the verified leak from 10K talked about the Polaris-like GPU and Luigi's Mansion and all that. There was some great information, but a lot of people were like, okay, well, what's a Polaris GPU? Why is this important? What is this all about? And I was kind of thinking the same thing. I just thought it sounds really cool, so it must be new and it must be powerful. But exactly what is this Polaris GPU like? How custom will it be? What's this performance? How is it going to draw more than the PS4? How is it going to be more powerful? How can it stack up to the PS4K? So I've actually had someone that's very credible on these matters talk about this as far as tech goes, and he gave me some information to relay so you guys can know a little bit more about what this Polaris-like GPU is, how it potentially could outperform the PS4, how it can match the PS4K, but nothing, once again, nothing is definitive, nothing is 100% buckets of salt until Nintendo actually reveals everything and developers actually start talking about it more. But this can give us some more insight to actually how and why Nintendo's new GPU is going to be very high quality and outperform the competition right at this point. So let's talk about this. My source does say that the Polaris-like custom GPU is true, and if you don't know what the AMD Polaris is, I'll have a link to that in the description below so you can check out the video that I watched. This is great news, and the reason why is because Polaris technology has features built into the GPU that are not possible on the PlayStation 4 because the PS4 is using a graphics card that is now 2 generations older than what the Nintendo NX will be using. The NX is not simply just a PS4 GPU with some modifications. It's a brand new GPU and with a brand new feature set, most definitely based on this new Polaris tech. However, he's not 100% saying Polaris since the console's GPU will need to be made onto an APU, which includes the CPU and the GPU on the same chipset. So while the raw power of the Nintendo NX console might be a marginal boost over the PlayStation 4, the actual performance of the NX could be closer to 2 times of the PS4. So a game running at 1080p 30 frames per second on PS4 could likely run at 1080p 60 frames per second on the Nintendo NX. This does sound crazy, and he definitely let me know that, and I was thinking, yo, that sounds really crazy. I don't know about that. And it does seem too good to be true. You're trying to tell me that a game that runs 1080p 30 frames per second, the NX is so much more powerful to work and run at 60 frames, but basing it on this new Polaris tech, it seems like that's the case. The advancements in technology from the 2011 PS4's GPU base and the early 2015 GPU base that the Nintendo NX will be using from AMD has greatly improved. And Nintendo is not basing the console on the old graphics card like it did with the Wii U, which was a 2008 AMD GPU. They're going for the newest AMD has to offer as far as features and customization that they want specifically made for their console. So really what this comes down to is the Nintendo NX is going to be an amazing console with performance that should match the PS4K and anything that Sony comes out with. The reason why my source is informing me that it can match anything the PS4K is coming with is because Sony can't change the current PS4 architecture with PS4K. Otherwise, it won't be able to run PS4 games on it. And that's pretty much the stipulation with PS4K, is that it has to be able to run any game that comes out for it, has to be able to run on PS4K and on PS4. Because you don't want to leave out that 40 million plus install base. And the reason why is that you don't want to make it to where the PS4K has to run PS4 games on emulation. And there's really no way to run those emulation on the PS4 without like a massively powerful PC. So it really doesn't make sense at all. So with the PS4K, Sony can really just upgrade the GPU and it will remain in the same generation as the same original PS4, and the same applies to the CPU. So having 2 times more raw power than the PS4, having the HDMI 2.0 for 4K Blu-ray support, it will still have its limits, that the Nintendo NX will actually be better since it's a new architecture. So Nintendo NX, since it's using new architecture, whereas the PS4K might have to use some older tech just to accommodate PlayStation 4, the Nintendo NX is using brand new tech. So right then and there, since it's using brand new tech, it's going to be able to outperform the PS4K, theoretically. Although my source is not really sure about the custom GPU, but he does say that the Polaris supports HDMI 2.0 as well, so 4K output should be no problem for the Nintendo NX. So that's really the breakdown that my source kind of gave me, just to understand what this Polaris tech means, how it can compare to the PS4K. But it does seem to me, based on all the leaks that we've received so far, that the Nintendo NX is going to be a very strong console, and not those fake leaks where they're saying, oh, it's going to be as strong as the Xbox One. That's pretty much, no, that's not happening, because none of those were really verified at all. Whereas we've gotten multiple reports now, verified leaks, that the Nintendo NX is definitely going to be a stronger system than what's out right now, and a stronger system, and definitely not going to be below the PS4. So interesting news there. remember, take it with a bucket of salt. This is rumor until we get some more facts or Nintendo shows off the system. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, guys, so that basically wraps it up for this video here. Make sure you hit that like button if you did like it. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And also subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks, and everything on gaming. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you for the next video. Peace.